We are born with the capacity to learn how to dream, and the humans who live before us teach us how to dream the way society dreams. The outside dream has so many rules that when a new human is born, we hook the child's attention and introduce these rules into his or her mind. The outside dream uses mom or dad, the schools, and religion to teach us how to dream. Attention is the ability we have to discriminate and to focus only on that which we want to perceive. We can perceive millions of things simultaneously, but using our attention, we can hold whatever we want to perceive in the foreground of our mind. The adults around us hooked our attention and put information into our minds through repetition. That is the way we learned everything that we know. By using our attention, we learned a whole reality, a whole dream. We learn how to behave in society, what to believe and what not to believe, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, what is good and what is bad, what is beautiful and what is ugly, what is right and what is wrong. It was all there already, all that knowledge, all those rules and concepts about how to behave in the world. When you were in school, you sat in a little chair and put your attention on what the teacher was teaching you. When you went to church, you put your attention on what the priest or minister was telling you. It is the same dynamic with mom and dad, brothers and sisters. They were all trying to hook your attention. We also learn to hook the attention of other humans, and we develop a need for attention, which can become very competitive. Children compete for the attention of their parents, their teachers, their friends. Look at me. Look at what I'm doing. Hey, I'm here. The need for attention becomes very strong and continues into adulthood. The outside dream hooks our attention and teaches us what to believe, beginning with the language that we speak. Language is the code for understanding and communication between humans. Every letter, every word in each language is an agreement. We call this a page in a book. The word page is an agreement that we understand. Once we understand the code, our attention is hooked and the energy is transferred from one person to another. It was not your choice to speak English. You didn't choose your religion or your moral values. They were already there before you were born. We never had the opportunity to choose what to believe or what not to believe. For ourselves, we never chose even the smallest of these agreements. We didn't even choose our own name. As children, we didn't have the opportunity to choose our beliefs, but we agreed with the information that was passed to us from the dream of the planet via other humans. The only way to store information is by agreement. The outside dream may hook our attention, but if we don't agree, we don't store that information. As soon as we agree, we believe it, and this is called faith. To have faith is to believe unconditionally. That's how we learn as children. Children believe everything adults say. We agree with them, and our faith is so strong that the belief system controls our whole dream of life. We didn't choose these beliefs, and we may have rebelled against them, but we were not strong enough to win the rebellion. The result is surrender to the beliefs with our agreement. I call this process the domestication of humans. And through this domestication, we learn how to live and how to dream. In human domestication, the information from the outside dream is conveyed to the inside dream, creating our whole belief system. First, the child is taught the names of things. Mom, dad, milk, bottle. Day by day, at home, at school, at church, and from television, we are told how to live. What kind of behavior is acceptable? The outside dream teaches us how to be a human. We have a whole concept of what a woman is and what a man is. And we also learn to judge. We judge ourselves, judge other people, judge our neighbors. Children are domesticated the same way that we domesticate a dog, a cat, or any other animal. In order to teach a dog, we punish the dog and we give it rewards. We train our children, whom we love so much, the same way that we train any domesticated animal, with a system of punishment and reward. We are told, you're a good boy, you're a good girl. When we do that, mom and dad want us to do, when we do what mom and dad want us to do, you're a good boy, attaboy, good girl. But when we don't, then we're a bad boy, bad girl. When we went against the rules, we were punished. When we went along with the rules, we got a reward. We were punished many times a day. We're also rewarded many times a day. Soon we became afraid of being punished and also afraid of not receiving a reward. It's all about the rewards. Develop a need to hook other people's attention in order to get a reward. We try to please mom and dad. Okay. The reward feels good, and we keep doing what others want us to do in order to get the reward. With that fear of being punished and that fear of not getting the reward, we start pretending to be what we are not, just to please others, just to be good enough for somebody else. We try to please mom and dad, try to please the teachers at school, we try to please the church, and so we start acting. We pretend to be what we are not because we're afraid of being rejected. The fear of being rejected becomes the fear of not being good enough. Eventually, we become someone that we are not. We become a copy of mama's beliefs, daddy's beliefs, society's beliefs, and religion's beliefs. All our normal tendencies are lost in the process of domestication. And when we are old enough for our mind to understand, we learn the word no. The adults say, don't do this, don't do that. We rebel and say no. We rebel because we are defending our freedom. We want to be ourselves, but we are very little. And the adults are big and strong. After a certain time, we are afraid because we know that every time we do something wrong, we're going to be punished. The domestication is so strong that at a certain point in our lives, we no longer need anyone to domesticate us. We don't need mom or dad, the school, the church to domesticate us. We're so well trained that we are our own domesticator. We are an auto-domesticated animal. We can now domesticate ourselves according to the same belief system we were given, and using the same system of punishment and reward. We punish ourselves when we don't follow the rules according to our own belief system. We reward ourselves when we are the good boy or good girl. The belief system is like a book of law that rules our mind without question. Whatever's in that book of law. Whatever goes against the book of law will make you feel a funny sensation in your solar plexus. And it's called fear. Breaking the rules in the book of law opens your emotional wounds, and your reaction is to create emotional poison, because everything that is in the book of law has to be true. Anything that challenges what you believe is going to make you feel unsafe. Even the book of law is wrong. Even if the book of law is wrong, it makes you feel safe. You like the book of law. You like the order. It gives you comfort. That is why we need a great deal of courage to challenge our own beliefs. Because even if we didn't choose all these beliefs, it is also true that we agreed to all of them. Don't question them, fine. Yeah, God clapped his hands, and Adam and Eve, in the Garden of Eden, 7 days, or 6 days, he created all the male, female versions of the animals, and then created woman the day after out of a rib, not out of nothingness like he made the female alligator. But whatever. The agreement is so strong that even if we understand the concept of it not being true, we feel the blame, the guilt, and the shame that will occur if we go against these rules. Just as the government has a book of laws that rule the society's dream, our belief system is the book of laws that rules our personal dream. All these laws exist in our mind. We believe them, and the judge inside us bases everything on these rules. The judge decrees, and the victim suffers the guilt and punishment. But who says there is justice in this dream? True justice is paying only once for each mistake. True injustice is paying more than once for each mistake. How many times do we pay for one mistake? The answer is thousands of times. The human is the only animal on earth that pays 1,000 times for the same mistake. The rest of the animals pay once for every mistake they make, but not us. We have a powerful memory. We make a mistake. We judge ourselves. All right. So that's the beginning. I thought it was pretty fucking awesome. Here's a comparison to the dream of human society with the description of hell. In the dream of the planet, it is normal for humans to suffer, to live in fear, and to create emotional dramas. The outside dream is not a pleasant dream. It is a dream of violence, a dream of fear, a dream of war, a dream of injustice. The personal dream of humans will vary, but globally it is mostly a nightmare. If we look at human society, we see a place so difficult to live in because it is ruled by fear. Throughout the world, we see human suffering, anger, revenge, addictions, violence in the street, tremendous injustice. It may exist all different levels, at all different levels in different countries around the world, but fear is controlling the outside dream. If we compare the dream of human society with the description of hell that religions all around the world have promulgated, we find they're exactly the same. Religions say that hell is a place of punishment, a place of fear, pain, and suffering, a place where the fire burns you. Fire is generated by emotions that come from fear. Whenever we feel the emotions of anger, jealousy, envy, or hate, we experience a fire burning within us. We are living in a dream of hell. If you consider hell as a state of mind, then hell is all around us. Others may warn us that if we don't do what they say we should do, we will go to hell. Bad news. We are already in hell, including the people who tell us that. No human can condemn another to hell because we are already there. Others can put us into a deeper hell, true, but only if we allow this to happen. Every human has his or her own personal dream, and just like the society dream, it is often ruled by fear. We learn to dream hell in our own life, in our own personal dream. The same fears manifest in different ways for each person, of course, but we experience anger, jealousy, hate, envy, and other negative emotions. Our personal dream can also become an ongoing nightmare where we suffer and live in a state of fear. But we don't need to dream a nightmare. It is possible to enjoy a pleasant dream. All of humanity is searching for truth, justice, and beauty. We are on an eternal search for the truth because living is easy with eyes closed, misunderstanding all you see. John Lennon. The Toltec. So this man is a Toltec. And what's a Toltec? An ancient group dedicated to keeping the rituals of the ancients alive, the wisdom of the ancients. The Four Agreements for Personal Freedom. It's a wisdom book by Miguel Ruiz, and it's published by Amber Allen Publishing in San Rafael, California. Copyright 1996.